Height podcast once again, the show that helps business owners with practical strategies and actionable steps to make and build their business to last long. I am your host, Ananaba Unique, and here in Heights, we believe that entrepreneurship is not just a hustle, but it's also about positioning and branding. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about branding, why it matters, and how it helps to build your business and take your business from the level it is up to the top. And here with me is Mr. Okpokam Osim, the CTO, Technical Officer of Heights Multi-Concept Limited. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, sir, for honoring our invitation. So we're just going to go ahead with the section for this episode. So, Mr. Osim, you are the CTO of Height, the Chief Technical Officer. If I'm wrong, please correct me. Of Height Multi-Concept Limited. So, what does your office entail?
Okay, well, I think I'll just make a correction. It's Chief Technological Officer.
Thank you, sir.
So, basically, what the office entails in any organization is that it is responsible for um, the technological advancement of now in a business space. So I'll narrow it down to a business space. The technological advancement of businesses. What are the things that we can bring in technology as a means to aid your business? So, for instance, the world is gradually moving digital, and it will be very much impossible for you to thrive as a business owner in the 21st century without having technology as part of a boosting factor to your business. So, what that office entails is that we bring in technological advances, technological ideas that help push your business towards making profits. So that's in a nutshell.
Wow, that's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Introducing technology into your business to make work and life easy for the entrepreneurs. That's very beautiful, sir. So, sir, we're going to just move to the first discussion for today.
Okay.
Um, our theme today is our theme for today's episode is building businesses that last. For that, strategy and trust, using branding as a topic or an example. So, branding is a term everyone throws around. But what does it really mean for a business owner, especially in Nigeria?
Okay. Well, I would say branding, like you clearly stated, it's is if you ask the average business owner in Nigeria, is your business branded? They'll say yes. I think the challenge is that most persons or most business owners have not really understood the concept of branding, what branding entails, and I would say that branding is it goes beyond just having a logo. Of course, you can be a business owner and you have a logo. That does not mean that your business is branded. You understand? It goes also beyond having fancy designs and all of that. So what really now is branding? Branding is what gives your business its uniqueness. It's what makes your business stands out. It's what makes your business recognized. I would say globally because we are dealing with a global community. It's what makes your business stands out. Is like a trademark to your business, a signature trademark to your business. So amongst the many businesses that are running in Africa as a continent, in Nigeria as a country, brand is what makes your business unique. So your name can actually be a unique selling point to your business, and it can that can also be your brand identity. I don't know if
Yes, yes, yes. So your branding is what makes your business unique.
Yeah.
It makes you to stand out.
Yes.
So if you sell, let's say you're a fashion designer and the name of your business is Remarkable Cultures. So wherever I go to, if I'm branded, wherever I go to, and someone sees my color or or just something, they will know that okay, without the name
Yes,
showing
yes.
under, they just know that okay, this is
Yes.
okay. My question is: many business owners think branding is just logo or color scheme. Can you explain why strong branding is actually crucial in the competitive market? Is it just logo and color?
No, like I started by saying, it is not all about. In fact, those are supporting factors to branding. It is important for you to have a brand, a complete brand without having a logo, without having designs. But it is not all that there is to branding. I would say that branding uh, answers three major questions. So I wrote down something. I would say number one, who are you as a business? Who are you as a business? That is one of the questions that branding seems to answer. The second one is, how do people see you? Like you stated, what's the name you give again?
Remarkable
Remarkable
culture.
culture. So let's assume that someone sees the name, or let someone sees your product outside, even without seeing the logo mark on it, they can as well tell that this is from Remarkable Culture. So it answers the question of how do people see you, how do they perceive you in the marketplace. It also um it also seeks to answer, why should they trust you as far as relating with you as a business. Why should I trust you? Branding helps to communicate trust to your customers. So I would take, for instance, let's say the iPhone is one of the trending phones now. The iPhone, Apple actually don't just sell devices, they don't just sell gadgets, they sell trust. And we must understand that as businesses or as entrepreneurs, people don't just buy our product, they buy trust. So if you are not able to answer the question of trust, it will be very much impossible for you to thrive as a business owner in this space and in this time. So branding seeks to answer that question. It seeks to solidify the aspect of trust in the mind of your customer. So what is it that what will make me patronize you as remarkable culture when I still have other persons maybe selling the same product as you are? What will make me still come to patronize you is trust. You understand? So
Yeah.
can you reiterate the question again you asked?
Can you explain why strong branding is actually crucial in the competitive market?
Okay, like I said, it is your perception. It is more like a signature, like I call it, or your fingerprints. Normally, as many as we are, think currently we are about 8 point something billion persons on Earth. So everybody has different signature. You can't find two persons with the same fingerprint nowhere in the world. So what makes you stand out? What makes you stand out as a business owner is your brand identity. Okay, so it is very important because in the business space that we are in now, we find many persons doing almost having the same business, the same concept, the same products, the same service. But what makes you stand out individually as a business is your brand. You understand? Yeah.
Okay, so what makes you stand out as a business is your brand.
Brand. Yeah.
That's a very key point. So now let's go to the practical and real world impacts for the segment two. So let's bring this closer to like real businesses. If two businesses sell the same product, why why would a customer choose the one with a stronger branding? Even if the price, let's say two products, we are selling bottled water, why would I go for a particular brand when I know that even if the person sells at a slightly higher price than the other?
Okay. That's actually a nice question. So what makes people still patronize someone that has a
Yes,
strong
a
brand
strong brand identity,
identity?
even when the person's price is high.
I would say because of the fact, number one is trust, number two is confidence, and
Yes.
number three is reliability and excellence. So I've spoken about trust. A strong brand identity gives your business confidence. It makes people confident in what you are selling. So
Oh,
why would I not buy I wouldn't call names because, but you understand, you have two businesses. Even if you are selling, like the person that is branded, okay, in fact the person that is branded would definitely sell at a higher price because
yeah.
of the value that he or she is dishing
Giving
out. You
out.
understand? So and most persons, like I said, they don't just buy product, they buy trust, they buy confidence. By the time they have seen that this person has such brand identity, why won't I trust the person? Even though the person is selling at a higher price. So that is confidence for me, and that is trust also.
Okay, okay. So from what you said, if you are listening, you would take note that he said something about excellence and class. So if two business persons are selling a specific product,
Yes.
and your packaging, let's say one is giving me a nylon and the other branded customer is giving me like a, what do you call this, carton bag, right?
It's branded bag.
Branded bags. Ah, thank you. Branded bags. So I would literally want to go. No, no one thing about Nigeria, they like unwrapping, unboxing.
Sure.
They like unboxing. So I would literally go for the brand that I would unbox things, and I'm seeing the brand everywhere. Why? Because I trust you, and it's really giving that confidence that you say, that feeling of confidence that okay, this brand is lux. It also gives luxury too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. So now business owners, some business owners they ask some kind of questions. My kind of question is, can a business survive without branding? What's your take on that?
Hmm. That's a tricky question actually. Can a business survive without
Without
branding?
branding.
Um, the answer is yes. A business can survive without branding, but a business cannot grow without branding. You can survive, peradventure you are selling what you are selling and you just want to pass time. Of course, people that people that still trust you at that level, they still patronize you,
Yes.
but you can't grow without it. You can't sell to a class of people when you are not branded. You Dangote, for instance, can't patronize a brand that is not giving luxury, that is not selling the
Yes.
thing of luxury.
Yes.
So as a business owner, you can survive. Of course, use the word survive. You can survive, barely survive. But imagine you are in a competitive age where someone that is doing the same thing you are doing has gone ahead to brand. You don't expect them to still sell at the same pace. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So you can survive, but you can't grow without it. You can't go without it. So that's my take on that.
Wow. That's, I just love the way he's going straight to the point. He's not hiding the truth. He's just saying everything as it is. So like he has said, and we've heard him say, so if your business can obviously survive if you're not branded. But if you don't brand your business, you will not grow, you will just remain stagnant wherever you are. You're not going to pass a certain level that you ought to pass. So if you want to grow in heights at the business, you have to brand your business so that you would appear
Can I
more
can I
presentable.
just add some things to that?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so one of the things that will affect you as a business owner if you don't brand it, that you would keep struggling for price every day. So
Exactly.
in fact, it will give customers the mind, I will call it, to
To
underprice your value.
underprice your value, yes.
So someone knows even if you are offering something quality, but it's not well
Package.
packaged, I know it's quality, but it's not well packaged. So I can as well come if it's, for instance, it's selling for let's say $30. I will come and say, okay, why not? I can get this for $15. It's not, and I would have every reason to price it. Understand? But you can't do that with a business that is branded.
Yes.
See, it gives a feeling of luxury and a feeling of class. No one goes to the supermarket to price.
Exactly.
It is fixed. As you go there, whatever you want to get, the price is already on it.
So you
If you,
don't need to
if you
argue.
can't afford it, you go. You understand? That's one of the things that branding does. It also enables you to stand out, like I said earlier. It enables you to stand out a lot. You won't be easily pushed out by competitors.
Yes.
The business space is gradually evolving,
Yes.
and if you are going to evolve as the space is evolving, you must also do what others are doing. You can't use the market, you can't use the business idea of uh, the 90s to run in this. No.
Yes.
The Gen Z age is supporting business at a global height, and you must as well try to meet up that pace. You get, and there's why you can't do it without proper branding.
Okay. So, sir, this is just like a personal question.
Okay.
Can you share a personal example of when branding influenced your own buying decision?
Okay, my own buying decision. Okay, I would say yes. I didn't introduce myself actually. So like I'm a city of height. I'm also personally I'm a brand identity designer. So I remember when I started out as a brand identity designer. Um, so a client can come, okay, I need a logo. I need a brand. And I was not branded. I'd not taken time to. I just had the skill. I could deliver your work, and If I give you my price, you can just say, no, I have someone that can do this
A cheaper price.
for a cheaper price. Why should I go with it? And because of the fact that I was looking for sales, so I'll just have to, okay, anyhow, let's just go with it. But I came to realize that I cannot go that way, especially as the cost of things actually increasing. I can't continue that. So when I branded as Stars Graphics, when I branded, it gave me a niche and it gave me an edge over my competitors. So if you come to me for a branding gig and I give you my price, you can't afford it. Well, I would be different. There's nothing I can do about it. You get, so it influenced sales actually because it started attracting a kind of people to me.
Yes.
Yes. So people that can't afford it, people that find you can find somewhere else, but there was a kind of people I was targeting, and it is for people that can value what I do and actually pay for it. You get.
That's very beautiful. So, sir, for the application for business owners, what are the signs of weak branding within a business?
Okay. The signs of weak branding, there are many, but I would narrow them to just a few. Number one, you find inconsistency. One of the proof that you are branded as a company is that we can find consistency in your visuals. So let's take for instance Coca-Cola as a company. You know that one of the things that stands out so well is their color, red, and their scripted font.
Yes.
The day you find Coca-Cola written with a normal font, let's say for instance Montserrat, eh, you would, if I'm a regular customer of that, I would say this thing is
It's
fake.
fake,
It's fake,
yes.
you understand? So there's consistency. So whenever you don't find consistency in your visuals, today you're using red, tomorrow you're using blue, next month you're using black. In your visuals, it does not spell trust, and people don't build anything when there's no consistency. It takes consistency for your brand to stand out. You understand? So you may start, for instance, with, in fact, when you have a brand identity, one of the things that comes with it is that it gives you a color palette, and it's what ensures your deliverables of design. So your brand designer or your visual designer cannot go against the colors that are there because you are trying to build trust, you are trying to build confidence in the minds of your customers. You get, so one of the things that you find in a business that is not branded is inconsistency. In fact, that is key, self inconsistency. I would also say another what's the question again, sir?
Okay, so what are the signs to show, or what can the signs that an entrepreneur can spot out weak branding?
Okay, like I made mention of inconsistency. I would say the next one is sharpness in designs or sharpness in your visuals. There is no how you can be consistent, especially if you are aiming towards excellence.
Yes.
Excellence fights shabbiness. So if you are shabby in your visuals, in your presentations, it's a sign of weak branding because uh, in your brand guide, it clearly states the quality of deliverables, and anything that is not up to standard shouldn't be sold out. You understand? So if there is no brand guide that seems to curtail sharpness, automatically anything that anybody does for you can do, and you can't build trust that way. You can't be good today and bad tomorrow, and good next tomorrow and expect to be consistent. No, the brands that we celebrate today are brands that have built consistency and they have also built excellence in their deliverables. So I think those are the two very important indicators to know a weak brand identity. Or we found out, don't say a business without a brand identity. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually a very, very beautiful point. When you spoke about deliverables, the person that would do your brand identity can just do it for you and maybe let go. And you now see, maybe you might have a graphic designer that will be designing your flyers for you, let's say Happy New Month or sales
Yeah.
and the rest. So that brand identity now is what is going to be able to direct the graphic
Yes,
designer
yes.
on how to deliver your flyers.
Sure. Let me
So,
let me give you an example. I think
okay,
when height started out,
yes,
early then I'd not really built mastery in design. So the the person who branded for height,
yes.
whenever I design the flyer, so what we have to do after we send it out across to the core team it still has to be sent to the brand identity designer for vetting. Is this design okay? What are the things that needs to be changed? What are the you get? So because he's the one that branded, he has the vision so well, he can as well make certain
Correction.
corrections. So no, your logo placement is not right, your font type is not right, and all of that. So you get because of the fact that we're trying to push out. We're small, but we're yeah, we started small, but we're not really small. You get because we had the mindset of taking the future, and there's no way you can do that without starting so well. So we design the flyers, we send to the brand designer, and he make the corrections, and then we push out. If that system is not in place, definitely you can't attain excellence.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you said something about brand identity.
yeah.
So what is this brand identity? Like I want you to just give us like what are the things that are inside this brand
Okay.
identity?
Okay, so brand identity is a combination of many things. I will start by saying, in it you have your vision, your mission. In it you have your logo.
Mhm.
Because after you've stated out your vision, your mission, we can now know. Okay, we also look at your target audience, who that people that you are trying to sell your product or your service to. We also look at your in it also it contains the font type that should be used across all your deliverables. It contains your color palette. It also contains your brand in action. So brand in action talks about um various expression of your brand. So for instance, we have mood boards. Let's say how does your logo looks on a t-shirt? How does your logo look on a notebook? How does your logo look on various materials in context of what you are delivering? So that is brand in action. And it also contains the do's and don'ts because there is every possibility that your brand identity designer may not really be your visual designer. So
Yes.
what once he puts that in a document that helps to guide other designers so as to maintain consistency. The key word in branding is consistency. So if you are going to be consistent, and it is very important because as people grow, possibly you may come across different designers. In fact, you may have more than one designers. So what is the thing that would what is the thing that will ensure that designer A can still produce the same visual as designer B is the brand identity guide. So it is very important. We don't play with it as an industry.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir. So what is the first step a business owner should take today if they want to strengthen their brand?
The first step any any what
Business owner should take before if they want to strengthen their brand? What's like the first step in branding?
the,
Let's say, sorry,
okay,
let's say in branding, the a startup SME might not
okay.
really have the complete uh, resources to go for a full brand. So what's like the first step like a starter or an SME or a student or a founder like should take to keep their brand still to look excellent until they get to a stage where they can do a full brand?
Okay, I think when Sarison was speaking, he spoke about mentorship. I think one of the things that you have to understand in business is that you must not really need to start out that big. And what mentorship does is that it bridges the gap between the mistakes that your mentors are making and what you can make. So if you have a mentor in business, one of the things that you would clearly have to state out is what is your business what problem is your business solving? Because if you can answer that question from it, we can now derive. In fact, there's one you can go ahead. I would say you need a logo actually. You need a logo. You need a logo. You need at least on a very minor scale. You need a logo. You need your color palette. You need a font style. If you can have these three things in place, you can as well still push for a proper brand in the future. But these are the things that would need to be in place for consistency to be maintained. If you have a logo and you have its placement already, you have your color palette, and you also have your font type, it is a good to go and start for you.
Okay, okay. So now for SMEs and new founders,
Yeah.
once you need if you don't really have much resources to start, like our CTO said, he said you need your logo, your color palette, and your font type.
Font type, yeah.
But that doesn't mean you should stop there. Because obviously, if you want to grow to become a global brand,
Global brand,
you
yeah.
need to push for more. So, Sas, you are the CTO of Heights.
Yeah.
And obviously, you are also in charge of all the flyers. You have the company actually has very beautiful flyers,
Yeah, yeah.
very excellent and unique. So, what value, like Heights is your partner for business growth. So, what value does a strategic branding partner like Heights bring to businesses?
Okay. Yes, it's very important. One of the things that Height is known for, we don't just develop businesses. We focus more on growth,
Yes.
and that also cuts across branding. So we don't just give you visuals. We are also interested in the growth of your brand. So one of the things that we do as a business corporation is that we help build your brand identity. And how do we do that? We do that by number one, first defining your identity. Like I said, we define your selling point, what to do, how you do it, and from that knowledge, we can now begin to brainstorm what are the possible logo that can fit this brand, what are the colors that can go with this brand. You get so there is a whole lot beyond just coming up because a logo is something you can just come up, you can be inspired. And if there is no definition to those templates, you may actually miss out. So we don't just create logos, we build identities. We build unique identities for businesses. We also communicate value professionally. You communicate value because your brand is also your value. You communicate it professionally, and that is done through the brand designs, the, the entire scope of the brand identity that Height handles is geared towards professionalism. We don't do anything sharp because brand is known Height is known for excellence, I meant to say, and we don't deliver anything short of excellence. You get so we also show up consistency across all your platforms. So for instance, if Height is handling your social media, we also maintain consistency in your deliverables. You get, and we also don't just do that. We also position you for high revenue and high paying clients.
Yes.
For high paying clients. So by the time we are done with your brand identity, we don't just submit it to you and leave you there. No, because we are focused towards growth. We also try to make certain connections to people that are able to pay so well for the value that you offer. So that is why anyone going in for branding, I would advise that you come over to Height.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. So, sir, what powerful branding truths do you have for young branding, identity, graphic designers that are also coming up, and also business or business persons and entrepreneurs that also want to brand their businesses? What's that truth, or what's the word of encouragement you have for them?
I would say don't start the business without branding. Don't start the business. You can don't start the business without branding. And if you are going to brand, I think that you can as well make consultations, and that's what Heights does.
Yes.
Consultation is very important. You may have the idea, but having the idea is not enough. You must consult with enlightened mind to give you the tools, the know-hows on how to go about with the business. And branding is what makes you unique. Branding is what if you want to end as every other normal businesses, then go ahead. But if you want to stand out, if you want to have a unique selling point as a brand or as a business, then it is very important that you it may not be cheap, but it is worth it. It positions you for a kind of client. It positions you for a kind of client, and that is very important.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Yeah.
Osim, CTO of Heights. We thank you so much for sharing such practical insights with us today.
Yeah.
Like he said, branding is not just about colors or logos. It preaches consistency. It preaches credibility. It preaches class and
Yeah.
trust. So for young founders or young entrepreneurs out there that is still trying to contemplate if they will do their branding or not, I feel this podcast alone or this section we had today alone is enough proof for you to work towards your branding. Like he said, you must not, if you don't have enough to go for everything, he has already listed out specific things that you need to go to make your branding a little bit more easy for you. But that doesn't mean you're going to stop there. If you need growth, you need to go for more. And he has also said height is your partner for business growth. Also, height is also your partner for your brand identity or your brand growth. Thank you so much, sir. And for our viewers out there, thank you so much for staying this long with us. And we've come to the end of the section. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, share, and drop a like. And don't also remember that height is your partner for business growth. Bye.